Despite the proof against China, opposition warns a debate in parliament, walks out of parliament. Republic First channel in Tawang, residents salute the valor of the Indian Army. Acid attack on a 17-year-old girl in Delhi. The attack has been captured on camera. Two days after the main accused in Birbhum massacre case was found hanging, questions over police FIR which names unrelated CBI officer. Questioned on deaths over spurious liquor as prohibition fails, Nitish Kumar loses his cool and plot as BJP stages a walkout. Viewers, hello and welcome. You're watching India's #1 news channel, Republic TV. I am Shivangi Shukla. We'll get to the top updates this Wednesday afternoon. Starting off with the top story which is coming in. And this is what you will see next on your screens. An undated video. An undated video of the India-China face-off in Tawang, where it can be clearly seen how Chinese retreated after the bold attempt by our Indian Army. Let's play that out for our viewers.
बस परे हो जाओ, परे हो जा। गुड शाबाश।
So viewers, we saw that undated video, clearly seeing how China has been pushed out by our forces. Remember, Rajnath Singh has also said very, very clearly, it was very clear that China was trying to disturb the status quo. But our Indian army worked very hard and they acted fast, they pushed them out, and China's attempts to again and again disturb peace once again was unsuccessful. Now, we also have the biggest team on ground. My colleague Kishale is in Tawang. We're the only channel getting you all the exclusive updates. Let's play out this report by my colleague Kishale.
Well, exactly. I'm reporting from Ground Zero Tawang, and with me is video journalist Sanjay Nayan. I'll just request him to show this road. This road leads to the borders for where the scuffles happened. And a while ago, I was catching live visuals of heavy army movement, heavy army vehicles moving through this road. So this is the way, this is the area, this is the exact spot, and Republic TV is present at the spot where the whole thing happened. And on my right-hand side are the mountain ranges. I'll show you, I'll show my viewers the mountain ranges. It's picturesque, it's beautiful. But just behind the mountain ranges are Bhutan, China, tri-border area. That is the exact location where very close by in the Yangtze border area, the scuffle happened. 300 Chinese soldiers attempted to come in contact with the LAC, attempted to breach the LAC. However, latest updates are with us, and we are getting to know that the army deployment of this area has been increased multifold times, and also there are multiple fighter jets of the Air Force which were seen a while ago flying, hovering above those mountain ranges, above those villages. Those whole Tawang district, I'll show my viewers, the whole Tawang district can be seen here. Small villages, far away, picturesque villages. And the people I was talking to, all of them locals, all of them unequivocally, all of them wholeheartedly supported the Indian Army, unconditionally put their support and faith on Indian Army. They were saying that we are proud on our army, and we are not at all scared of the Chinese attempts because we know Indian Army is going to stop them. Therefore, I'll be just repeating that what we have seen here since yesterday in Ground Zero is that absolute faith of the local people on the Indian Army moving here with all its glory, and we have seen army vehicles, convoys moving through this road, this particular road which leads to the border, and we have seen how Indian Air Force fighter jets have been flying above our heads, hovering above our heads. Also, we have broken this story that how the international community as well, including the US, have supported India in this regard and condemned Chinese role in this particular incident. Therefore, reporting from Ground Zero, this is Kisholai. With me, video journalist Sanjay as well. We are witnessing what's happening exactly in Tamang district, in the area where the scuffles happened, which is just a few kilometers away from where I am standing right now. यहाँ हम लोग लोकल से बात कर रहे हैं, वो सभी एक ही बात बोल रहे हैं, वी आर प्राउड ऑफ इंडियन आर्मी। हम लोग इंडियन आर्मी से बहुत गर्व महसूस करते हैं। और मेरे साथ लोकल एक मौजूद हैं, आपका नाम बताइए। और चाइनीज आर्मी बार बार आ जाता है और इंडियन आर्मी उसको रोक देती है, क्या बोलेंगे आप इसके बारे में?
मेरा नाम लोवांग है, और ये जितना भी चाइना आर्मी आता है, इंडियन आर्मी भगाते रहते हैं, हमेशा भगाते रहे। प्राउड ऑफ इंडियन आर्मी, जय हिंद।
तो आप ये भी एक बात है कि चाइनीज आर्मी जो बार बार कोशिश करती है, इंडियन आर्मी रोक देती है। आप लोग यहाँ के लोकल्स हैं, आप लोगों को क्या टेंशन, कुछ डर महसूस होता है इसके बारे में कि आपसे बार बार चाइनीज आर्मी आ जाती है? बॉर्डर बहुत पास है।
वैसे हम लोग को डर नहीं है, क्योंकि इंडियन आर्मी पूरा पे रहता है, हमेशा रहता है यहाँ पे। तो हम लोग को प्राउड फील करते हैं कि इंडियन आर्मी हमेशा यहाँ पे रहता है। तो हम लोग इंडियन आर्मी को मतलब सैल्यूट करते हैं कि हम लोग को, मतलब पब्लिक को हम लोग को सुरक्षित रखे हुए।
एकदम, बहुत धन्यवाद। लोकल्स यही कह रहे हैं कि हम लोगों को कोई डर नहीं है, हम लोगों को कोई टेंशन नहीं है, क्योंकि इंडियन आर्मी, भारतीय सेना हमेशा मौजूद है, इसी जगह पे मौजूद है, बॉर्डर के पास मौजूद है। मेरे पीछे जो पर्वत दिख रही है, माउंटेन रेंजेस दिख रही है, उसी के पीछे बॉर्डर है, कुछ किलोमीटर्स बस यहाँ से, और इंडियन आर्मी वहीं पे मौजूद है। और यहाँ पे भी इंडियन आर्मी का बहुत सारा गाड़ी हम लोगों को बार बार देखने को मिलती रहती है।
Viewers, getting some breaking news coming in right now. Breaking news coming in. This is on the AIMS cyber attack probe. Getting in a lead in AIMS Delhi cyber attack case. What we have learned so far, viewers, and this is very shocking also. A hand of China discovered. FIR details an attack originated from China of 100 servers. 5 physical servers were successfully infiltrated by the hackers. Data in the last 5 servers has been successfully retrieved. Now, this is the big story we're getting for you right now, viewers, where we are learning from the FIR details that the attack, I repeat, the attack originated from China. And this is the AIMS Delhi cyber attack case. AIMS Delhi cyber attack case. Getting in fresh updates on the story. Remember that the AIMS Delhi had faced a cyber attack on November 23rd, paralyzing its servers. A case of extortion and cyber terrorism was registered by the Intelligence, Fusion and Strategic Operations Unit of the Delhi Police on November 25th. The top updates we're getting for you right now is that a Chinese hand, I repeat, a Chinese hand has come out this time. The FIR details that the attack originated from China, and out of the 100 servers, which means 40 physical and 60 virtual, 5 physical servers were successfully infiltrated by the hackers. The data in the 5 servers has been successfully retrieved right now. So this is the big news coming for you right now, viewers. And remember that this is the AIMS cyber attack. There was an attack on the servers, and what we are learning so far, viewers, is that the Chinese hand is coming in. And this is very, very interesting. Also quite shocking that, remember, there are a lot of cyber attacks have been originated from China. Chinese hacking through apps. That is not uncommon in India. And in that respect, especially with this detail coming in, it really shows that the Chinese hand was very, very clear. I repeat, the Chinese hand was very, very clear in the AIMS cyber attack. What we're learning so far, viewers, that 100 servers and 5 physical servers were successfully infiltrated by the hackers. But we're also learning that the data in the 5 servers has been successfully retrieved right now. Big news coming in right now. Of course, we had covered this story very, very closely on Republic TV, getting you top updates as well. Alright, viewers, so dynastic politics has reared its ugly head again. Big questions being raised on nepotism. Just after M.K. Stalin's son Udayanithi took oath as a cabinet minister, surpassing even ministers and MLAs who have been serving for a very long time. Now, we have also got exclusive reaction from Udayanithi Stalin. Let's play that out for our viewers.
He says that you have not done anything to the people. If you become a minister, we'll reverse start having milk.
சரிம்மா சரிம்மா ஓகே
Okay.
அவர் தான் பேசுவார் நான் பாராட்டிய பேசுவார்
So Udayanidhi Stalin reacts to the accusations and allegations about the dynasty politics. He says that how much ever allegations and accusations are kept upon him, he will work even more harder than that and prove to all the opposition leaders, all the opposition party and to the people and to the media that he is capable of doing this job, and that is why this decision was made. And he says all the answer that he has for all the accusations, the only answer is that he has is his hard work that he will show to the world. Having milk
சரிம்மா அவர் எதிர்கட்சி தலைவர் அவர் தான் பேசுவார், நான் பாராட்டியே பேசுவார். நான் அவருக்கு நன்றி சொல்லிக்கிறேன். என் மேலே எவ்வளோ விமர்சனம் வைக்கிறாங்களோ அதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி நான் உழைக்கிறதுக்கு தயார்.
All right, viewers, let's go straight to Varshini. Varshini, you are translating that confrontation of Republic with Udayanidhi Stalin. What did he say? What justification is he given for becoming a cabinet minister so early?
Well, Shivangi, the newly appointed cabinet minister Udayanidhi Stalin speaks about the dynasty politics to republic. He says that accusations and allegations will definitely be put upon him, be it the opposition leaders or the other party leaders or other politicians. This is not new for them, so he's ready to face it. He says that the only answer he has for all these people is hard work. He'll work hard and show everybody that he deserves this ministry, is what he's saying. And he's also saying that the opposition leaders job is to comment about my newly given position, but still I will make sure that I work hard. My only answer will be my work. Wait and watch is the kind of reaction that we are getting from Udayanidhi Stalin. And he is also very sure about this ministry that he's taken upon. He also is sure about what are the kind of work that he's going to do, and he is saying repetitively about how the only answer he wants to give is about his work, and he will prove everybody wrong that it is not dynasty politics. It's just given to him because he deserves it.
Absolutely, Varshini. Varshini is getting us top updates. And Varshini, just one more question. You told us what Udayanidhi said, but the opposition is raising an entire cry. They're saying this is nepotism. They're saying that this is dynasty politics. A big row has erupted. Take us through what the opposition is also saying at this point of time.
Well, Edappadi Palaniswamy, the opposition leader, yesterday while press meet in Salem, he had mentioned about how Udayanidhi Stalin has been into proper full-time politics for only 1.5 years, and he has done nothing for the welfare of the people. He's also raised question about what are the initiatives he took, what are the lengths he went to make sure that people are being taken care of in his constituency. But why is he being elevated as a minister when he's done nothing to the people? And if this is not dynasty politics, and
right,
what else is called dynasty politics is the question that Edappadi Palaniswamy raised. And that is what Udayanidhi Stalin is saying about how he will answer
Absolutely
to all these allegations with his hard work.
Absolutely, Varshini. Thank you so much for joining us. Varshini getting us top updates. Republic confronting Udayanidhi Stalin, asking him about how he became a cabinet minister so early. A lot of allegations being raised about nepotism and dynasty politics. Thank you, Varshini. We'll come back to you. Let's go again back to the top story we are tracking today, and this is coming in after that India-China face-off. India-China face-off. In fact, our reporters and Kishale is in Tawang. We're the only channel there getting you all the updates from Tawang. We have Radhul Sharma also covering the story from ground itself. And there is a video I want all of viewers to see. Now, this video clearly shows, it's an undated video. Exact location and time is not known. It's an undated video, but this video shows how our soldiers push back the Chinese. Rajnath Singh had also made it very clear that our army stopped the Chinese from infiltrating. And as usual, China tried to disturb the peace, but our army stopped that from happening. Let's play that video out, which shows the Chinese retreat caught on camera.
टारो ए मुड़ के ना आना ओए माडा दे लाग दे फिर ओए पसे की चलो आगे ओए आगे जरा आगे बढ़ ओ जान दे छावा छटो ये दोबारा नहीं और गए ओए मगर जाओ मगर थोड़ा ओ बस करो गुड शाबाश परे हो जा ओ बस परे हो जाओ परे हो जा गुड शाबाश सट
All right, viewers, we saw that video there, undated video. Army gives it back to the Chinese. The Chinese army retreats, and this is the undated video. And of course, we're tracking the story very closely. We can expect this issue, that the India-China face-off issue, to also be coming out and being spoken about in the parliament. Yesterday, Rajan Singh had spoken about it in the parliament. More discussions expected today in the parliament later in the day. On that note, time for a very short break. We continue to be live and breaking on Republic TV.
Dungla. It is the last checkpost of Indian Army and it is up just about 1 kilometer far away from here.
ये रास्ता मेरे पीछे जो लीड करता है सीधा तावांग जाता है, और कि चाइना की तरफ से ऐसा इंकर्शन बार-बार ऐसा होगा तो क्या स्टेप लिया जाएगा इसके हिसाब से।
अभी मैं जम्मू में मौजूद हूँ और चाइना ने जिस तरीके से हरकत की है, कहीं ना कहीं पूरा देश नाराज है, पूरा देश गुस्से में। अब मेरे पीछे देख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे डोगरा फ्रंट के द्वारा यहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट किया जा रहा है।
कुछ पैसे बोरो करने थे।
लोन चाहिए तो पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए। पैसाबाजार.com, लोन सही मिलेगा यहीं।
11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
MDH का किचन किंग किचन में हो तो हम सब कुछ बना सकते हैं। बैंगन का भरता, आलू गोभी, भिंडी मसाला और भी बहुत कुछ।
MDH. Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, Contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
इसलिए ग्रीन लैम लैमिनेट्स, सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा। अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा।
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
Have you checked your sugar levels? Get Beto's Diabetes Care Program with a free glucometer and expert advice. Give a missed call on 740 1100.
Hey Rahul, what's up?
Hey, kicked about our first date?
Of course.
Benefits up to rupees 30,000. Only at the Citroën C3 Carnival. Book today.
India's biggest fashion sale is back. Biggest deals on sneakers, yes. Should have splurged a little less. EORS.
Fashion's biggest deals, yes.
Fashion's biggest sale is now live.
इससे बड़ा सेल नहीं मिलेगा.
Myntra end of season sale. Shop now.
Shocking visuals. Amreli in Gujarat, a 21-year-old girl was beaten up for getting married for the second time after her husband passed away. Raids have been conducted against the Congress poll strategist Sunil Kanugolu. This comes days after he allegedly made defamatory remarks in his social media post against the Telangana Chief Minister KCR. West Bengal CID has been ordered to probe into the death of the Boktoi violence accused Lalan Sheikh in the CBI's custody in Birbhum district.
Undated video emerges from LAC. Video shows India pushing back China. Despite the proof against China, opposition wants a debate in parliament, stages a walkout. Republic First Channel in Tawang residents salute the valor of the Indian Army. Acid attack on a 17-year-old girl in Delhi. The attack has been captured on camera. 2 days after main accused in Birbhum massacre case was found hanging, questions over police FIR which names unrelated CBI officer. Questioned on deaths over spurious liquor as prohibition fails, Nitish Kumar loses his cool, stages a walkout by the BJP. News at 2:30. I'm Suesha Samant, and we begin this edition with the key pointers that have been accessed by Republic in the CBI petition. Reportedly, the FIR that was registered without completing post-mortem, an officer who was not linked to the Boktoi case has been named in that FIR. Now, sources say that there is malified intention that is clearly visible from the fact that DYSP, that is the Deputy SP in cattle smuggling case, has been dragged into the Boktoi matter. My colleague from Republic Bangla is now joining us live. Ishandev, if I can come to you on the very latest about this particular fact that is emerging, an unrelated officer who's been named in the FIR and malified intention that is now becoming the focus.
The CBI has approached the Kolkata High Court on this matter already, and CBI has mentioned these three things there in the petition in the Kolkata High Court, that an officer who has been named in the FIR in the case of Lalon Sheikh's unnatural death, that officer is not at all associated with the investigation of this Boktoi massacre case. He is an IO of the cattle smuggling case, but he is being linked with this case, and his name is being linked in the FIR, mentioned in the FIR. So CBI has also mentioned that there might be some malafide intention behind this to harass the central agency and to create obstruction in the investigation of the cattle smuggling case, because why an officer who is investigating the cattle smuggling case and who has arrested the TMC president of Birbhum district, Anubrato Mondol, he is now being linked with the case of Bogtui massacre and he is being named in the FIR. There might be some malafide intention behind this. CBI has mentioned this in the petition filed in the High Court. Sources are saying so. And at the same time, you know that after Lalon Sheikh's body was recovered from CBI custody from the washroom, his body was sent for post-mortem. But before the post-mortem report came, the police has lodged an FIR on the basis of the complaint of Lalon's family, and before the post-mortem report comes, they are trying to give some direction to this investigation process. And before the post-mortem report comes, the CBI officer is being named in the FIR. So these all points are being mentioned. These all points have been mentioned in the petition filed in the Kolkata High Court, and CBI is seeking some intervention from the Kolkata High Court so that as per the CBI sources, so that the investigation process which are being run by CBI officials in several cases in West Bengal are not obstructed. And CBI is apprehending that the state agencies will be used with some malafide intentions to obstruct many investigations which are going on in West Bengal and being run by CBI. So they have approached the High Court, and the High Court is to hear the matter this afternoon. After the hearing, we can give you much more clear picture that what stand the Kolkata High Court is going to take about this row.
Oh yes, and Ishandev, like you're saying that the post-mortem report is going to be hugely critical as far as coming to any conclusion is concerned, because that will really put out details of what caused the death of Lalon Sheikh. We understand all these theories that are coming around from everywhere, where the TMC has its own stand, and we of course saw how the CBI team was also attacked. But clearly a lot of political influence that may also be levied is a doubt that is certainly coming in. What is the latest on the post-mortem report? When is it likely to clear the air?
No, there is no clear statement or clear intimation from the state administration or the Rampurhat Medical College that when this post-mortem report is going to come out. But there is no hint about, no clue about the post-mortem report, what is the cause of the death of Lalon Sheikh to the police or the administration or to the CBI officials. But before that, the FIR has been lodged. And here it is very interesting, as you were mentioning, that there might be some political interest serving from behind. So these facts are also coming to the surface, that CBI officer whose name is Shushanto Bhattacharya, who is investigating the cattle smuggling case and who is one of the officers who arrested Anubrato Mondol, TMC's Birbhum president, that officer of anti-corruption branch is being named in this Bogtui, is being named in this Lalon Sheikh's unnatural death case. But Shushanto Bhattacharya was no way associated with this Bogtui massacre case, because this is being handled by the special crime branch of CBI. So why an officer from the anti-corruption branch is being named, is being linked with a investigation which is being run by the special crime branch? That is a question being raised by CBI now. And sources are saying that as Shushanto Bhattacharya was one of the officers who arrested Anubrato Mondol, so there might be some vindictive agenda behind linking his name with this unnatural death case of Lalon Sheikh.
Right.
Back to the studio.
All right, Ishandev, thank you for getting us these latest details. Of course, we continue to keep a very close eye on what comes in next. For the moment, thank you. And yes, our big focus this afternoon is this undated video that Republic has been able to access. This video, I beg your pardon, has gone viral. This is a video from Tawang, and this is showing how our forces forced the Chinese side to retreat, force them to go back to their side. Take a look at this video that once again puts out what the army is doing and how they've kept the Chinese under control.
बस परे हो जाओ, परे हो जा। गुड शाबाश।
And this is as clear as it gets. This is the video that is clear proof of how the Indian forces have pushed back the Chinese. They have ensured that the Chinese do not eye our land. They have ensured that no matter what may be the ill motives of the Chinese to come to our side, but that is certainly an attempt they have thwarted. This undated video from Tawang is clear proof of the very fact that our forces are protecting the borders, our forces are ensuring our safety when it comes to the LAC, and whatever may be the nefarious design of China, whatever its forces may just be intending, but the PLA troops have clearly been pushed back by our Indian army. You see that video on your screens right now, and you see how the PLA troops were coming towards our side, but this is the Indian army that held fort, that continued with bravery and vigor, and in that stealth fought the Chinese troops, ensured that the Chinese troops retreat back to their side. Despite this video, we see how the opposition staged a walkout, demanding this to be discussed in the parliament, but this video clearly speaking of how our army is protecting the borders at the LAC. Alright, the other big video that is usually viral is from Bihar. This happened at the Vidhan Sabha, where BJP MLAs had staged a protest against the Nitish Kumar government. They had questioned the prohibition of spurious liquor. This despite the fact that 5 lives were lost and still there have been no curbs on it. But Nitish Kumar instead got very angry. He lost his cool. He started extending cuss words on the BJP, after which its MLAs staged a walkout in the Bihar assembly. Take a closer look at this video. Utter chaos in the Bihar assembly that was a result of when BJP raised fingers at the Nitish Kumar government over their failure when it comes to the prohibition of spurious liquor that led to the loss of lives, and how the Nitish Kumar government has completely failed, but Nitish Kumar instead lost his cool. We also have several voices coming in on this. Mr. Ram Sagar Singh of BJP in Bihar is now with us on the phone line. Ram Sagar जी बताइए क्या हुआ था, क्या ऐसा बीजेपी ने बोला और किस तरह से नीतीश कुमार ने रिएक्ट किया?
नीतीश कुमार जी को बीजेपी ने आईना दिखाया। शराबबंदी इनके बुढ़ापे का जिद है और बुढ़ापे के जिद में न जाने हजारों लोग इस शराबबंदी का बीजेपी विरोध नहीं करती है, लेकिन शराबबंदी इनसे नहीं लागू हो पा रहा है और हजारों लोगों की जान बिहार में जा चुकी है। इसी बात को सदन में बीजेपी उठा रहा था, इनको आईना दिखाया जा रहा था। हम लोग भी जब इनके साथ सत्ता में थे तो गृह मंत्रालय छोड़ करके और शराबबंदी का भी समीक्षा का बात हम लोग उठाते थे, तो उस बात से इनको नाराजगी होती थी और वो हमको छोड़े इस बात पर कि टोका टोकी क्यों। अरे वो आपसे गृह मंत्रालय संभल नहीं रहा है, शराबबंदी हो नहीं रहा है, शराब की गंगा बह रही है बिहार में, हजारों लोग मारे गए हैं। सप्ताह में बिहार में आप देखेंगे कि कहीं न कहीं शराब से लोग मर रहे हैं, जहरीली शराब से, और ये उसको ठीक ढंग से लागू क्योंकि इनका जो पदाधिकारी है, इनका पदाधिकारी अवैध वसूली से इनके पार्टी के खजाने को भर रहा है, इनके नेताओं को खजाने को भर रहा है और अपना घर भर रहा है इसी अवैध वसूली से। शराबबंदी कानून लागू होने के बाद से लगभग 20,000 करोड़ रुपया का पैरेलल इकोनॉमी डेवलप कर गया है। हर एक गांव में शराब बनना शुरू हो गया है और गैंग बनना शुरू हो गया है। हर एक गांव में गैंग तैयार हो गया है। आप रोज ब रोज देखती होंगी कि जहां भी उत्पाद विभाग के लोग जाकर के छापा मारते हैं तो पुलिस को ही खदेड़ देती है। पुलिस का जो अपना काम था पुलिसिंग करना वो भूल गई है और दारू और बालू में शामिल हो करके उसी काम को देख रही है, उसमें वो शामिल हो गई है और इस बात को ये देख नहीं रहे हैं। तो हम विपक्ष होने के नाते बिहार के जान माल की रक्षा का मेरे ऊपर भी दायित्व है कि उसकी जान माल की रक्षा हो, इसलिए इनको हमने आईना दिखाया और अब इनका दिमाग भी इनका साथ देना छोड़ दिया है। बिहार की जनता तो इनको छोड़ा ही है साथ देना, इनका दिमाग भी अब इनका साथ देना छोड़ दिया।
जी राम सागर सिंह, आपका धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी रिपब्लिक से बात करने के लिए। एंड दैट्स अ वेरी वर्जन कमिंग इन फ्रॉम द बीजेपी ऑफ हाउ दे exposed Nitish Kumar government and highlighted its failures in the Bihar assembly. That's when Nitish Kumar lost his cool, but they will continue to expose the Nitish Kumar government. On that note, slipping into a very short commercial break, a quick check of the other big stories we are tracking for you this afternoon. And the acid attack that has horrified Delhi yet again of a 17-year-old girl who had acid thrown on her in broad daylight. The attack was captured on camera. Also, 2 days after the main accused in Birbhum massacre case was found hanging, questions now over police FIR which names unrelated CBI officer.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking, and proactive professionals.
What may, with Apollo tires, have a wonderful day.
You know it's only a drill, and yet you train like it is the real thing. Because one day, at a second's notice, it will be. One day, you'll come together as an invincible team, and every second you save will be a life saved. The Indian Air Force is looking for an exceptional team, a team that is truly a cut above.
Join the Indian Air Force to be a cut above.
Avatar, The Way of Water in cinemas December 16th.
अरे आप इतनी दूर हमारे लिए?
आपकी मेहनत कहां से कहां पहुंच रही है। मैं आपके एक साइन के लिए यहाँ नहीं आ सकता। हो गया आपका अकाउंट ओपन।
हर बंद राह ओपन हो सकती है, लगता है सिर्फ दिल।
धन्यवाद।
एक्सिस बैंक, दिल से ओपन।
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो।
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call 10 toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
Kitchen King hoya garam masala, pav bhajiya chunky chaat masala, asli masale sach sach, MDH.
Thank you for staying with Republic India. Now getting you details of the horrific attack that has been reported in the national capital. This happened in Dwarka at about 7:30 a.m. when a school-going girl, 17 years of age, two men on a bike at about 7:30 a.m. threw acid on her. She was soon rushed to the Safdarjung hospital where she is undergoing treatment. She has named two men who she suspects. One has been detained by the Delhi police, but she is still undergoing treatment. We are now receiving several reactions from the family members of the victim. Let's listen in.
7:34 पे छोटी गुड़िया भाग के आई है 7:34-35 पे कि दीदी के ऊपर कोई दो लड़के आए एसिड डाल के चले गए और वो पूरे ढके हुए थे। वो सीसीटीवी हमारे पास वो भी आ गई है, फुटेज भी आ गई है, लेकिन वो कंफर्मेशन नहीं हो रही कि क्या से दिख नहीं रहे क्लियर, क्योंकि पूरे ढके हुए थे।
तो क्या कभी बिटिया ने कभी बताया था कुछ कि
नहीं सर, कोई ऐसी अगर ऐसी बात होती तो मैं उसको खुद छोड़ के आता और खुद लेके आता।
तभी बिटिया की कैसी कंडीशन है?
तो बहुत हालत बहुत ख़राब है, दोनों आँखों में गया हुआ है और बहुत उसको इस टाइम क्या बताएं आपको, बहुत परेशान है।
पुलिस अधिकारियों से बातचीय हुई होगी?
हाँ जी, अभी डीसीपी सर भी आए थे, एसएचओ सर भी आए थे, सब आए थे सर।
बेटी को तैयार करके स्कूल ही भेजा है, बस थोड़ी सी तैयार होके गई है, बस नीचे गली क्रॉस करी है, बस वहीं पे एक्सीडेंट।
क्या पता चला था कि क्या फेंका है, क्या हुआ? तो
तेजाब डाला है उसको, लड़की पे छोटी बेटी आई है घर पे बताने के लिए कि घबराई हुई थी वो भी, बस उसी ने ये बताया पापा को जल्दी भेज।
सफदरजंग जल्दी आ।
तो कितना चेहरे पे फेंका है, क्या हुआ है, थोड़ा सा कंडीशन क्या है लड़की की?
अभी मैं भी लाइव पे हूँ, ये नहीं पता है, दो लड़के हैं, अनजान लड़के हैं, कौन है नहीं है क्या है,
कहाँ पे लगी
वाले बात कर रहे हैं।
आधा हिस्सा और गले के नीचे और पीछे गर्दन
और आंखों पे भी? तो डॉक्टर ने क्या बताया कि अभी
आइस वाले आएंगे वही बताएंगे अभी।
तो क्या किसी पे शक भी है क्या, क्योंकि जो बता रहे हैं कि दो लोगों पे बात आ रही है, तो क्या कह रहे हैं? अच्छा, अभी कुछ नहीं है।
आज सुबह 9 बजे द्वारका जिले के मोहन गार्डन थाने में एक इन्फॉर्मेशन रिसीव हुआ कि एक 17 वर्ष की लड़की पे दो बाइक सवार लड़कों ने एसिड लाइक सब्सटेंस से अटैक किया है। ये घटना सुबह 7:30 बजे के आसपास का पाया गया, जब ये लड़की अपनी बहन के साथ जा रही थी। वो लड़की अभी अंडर ट्रीटमेंट है और 8% बर्न्स है, हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट है, हर कंडीशन इज स्टेटेड टू बी स्टेबल। एक लड़के को डिटेन किया गया है और फर्दर पूछताछ अभी किया जा रहा है, और एक अन्य लड़का इसमें मेन सस्पेक्ट के तौर पर उभर कर आया है, जिसके लिए भी हमारी टीम लगी हुई है। मल्टीपल टीम्स फॉर्म कर दिए गए हैं और जितने भी लीड्स हैं सब पे कार्रवाई चल रहा है।
On that note, it's time for us to slip into a very short commercial break, but we'll also take a quick check of the big stories we're tracking for you this afternoon. This undated video from Tawang, which puts out the reality of how our forces are protecting the borders at the LAC. Also, despite video proof, the opposition staged a walkout demanding this to be discussed in the parliament.
$5 lakhs.
लोन चाहिए तो पैसाबाजार.com पर जाइए, लोन सही मिलेगा यहीं।
बस बॉल
खट्टे मीठे घूट कटक के ले तू दिल को ठूस, just let loose, लिमोनाटा, just let loose।
भैया जी हमला, भैया जी 10 गोलियां ले ले।
गोलियां नहीं रज्जा, गोली।
पर बाहर तो 10 लोग हैं।
10 हो या पूरी बस, अब तो बस 1 है तो डन है। इसको कोई वॉच कराओ। जब वॉचो में मिले ढेर सारे ओटीटी ऐप्स एक ही प्लान में, तो हर कोई बोलेगा वॉचो 1 है तो डन है।
वॉचो प्लान स्टार्टिंग एट जस्ट ₹42 per month। आज ही सब्सक्राइब करें और पाएं सिलेक्ट प्लान्स पर 1 महीना कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री।
Have you checked your sugar levels?
Get Beto's diabetes care program with a free glucometer and expert advice. Give a missed call on 740 1100.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
टाइम पे खा लेना और कल सुबह अपॉइंटमेंट है, भूलना मत।
अरे 2 दिन के लिए तो जा रहे हो।
हाँ, लेकिन ख्याल तो पूरी जिंदगी रखूंगा ना।
HDFC लाइफ एन्युटी प्लान्स के जॉइंट लाइफ फीचर के साथ रखिए अपनों का ख्याल हमेशा। HDFC लाइफ, सर उठा के जियो।
ये है गेहूँ। जब इसमें जुड़ता है रागी, जवार, बाजरा और मेथी तो बनता है हेल्दी मन्ना मल्टी मिलेट आटा। ये है बेहतर आटा।
Navy gives me strength.
The Navy gives me support.
The Navy gives me success.
The Navy gives you more. Indian Navy, an ocean of opportunities.
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
Delhi's Dwarka district, a boy threw acid on a school girl. Police, of course, have lodged an FIR and are investigating this case.
I'm reporting from exactly the area very close to the border. You can see the mountain ranges and a Buddhist monastery. The border where the clashes happened is right behind that area.
The ED has arrested and jailed gangster turned politician Mukhtar Ansari in a money laundering case. Top headlines right now. One dated video emerges from NSC. Video showing India pushing back China. Despite the proof against China, opposition wants a debate in parliament, walks out of parliament. Republic First channel in Tawang. Residents salute the valor of the Indian Army. Assad, the acid attack on a 17-year-old girl in Delhi. The attack has been captured on camera. Questioned on deaths over spurious liquor as prohibition fails, Nitish Kumar loses his cool and plot as BJP stages a walkout. It's the lowest of the low. AM server attack was originated from China. Viewers, a very good afternoon. You're watching India's #1 news channel, Republic TV. I'm Shivangi Shukla, and we have accessed the entire sequence of events which took place during the India-China face-off. Before we go to that, let's tell our viewers what has been happening. In the parliament, there are discussions which are happening on the face-off. Rajnath Singh also yesterday made it very clear that China tried to change the status quo, but they could not succeed. We also have an undated video from Tawang. We also have our reporters on ground. Republic TV is the only channel reporting live from Tawang. Let's first play out this undated video from Tawang, where clearly you can see how the Chinese have been pushed back.
तपस्या की आज, चलो आगे, ओए, आगे जरा, आगे बढ़ो। ओ जान दे शावा, छटा छटा छटा। ये दोबारा नहीं होंगे। मगर जाओ मगर थोड़ा ओ बास बास ओ बास करो गौर शाबाश परे हो जा ओ बास बस परे हो जाओ परे हो जा गौर शाबाश
All right, let's go straight to Major Gauravaria is joining us live. Thank you for joining us here, Major Gauravaria. We saw that entire sequence play out, Major Gauravaria, where we clearly saw, you know, the entire might of the army. This really shows how the Indian army has pushed back the Chinese soldiers. They have retreated, and then we saw a joyous sound being made from the Indian army side. Just take our viewers through exactly what we saw on our screens and how the Indian army has time and again pushed back the Chinese.
No, absolutely. Thank you for calling me. There are 2-3 things that I'd like to point out, you know, which are now being talked about, which I have been speaking for the past 2-3 years. This time the Indian army was prepared. The reinforcements were prepared, and they hardly took any time. When the radio signal was sent saying that the Chinese are coming, the reinforcements appeared just like magic because they were close by. Everything had been planned. You know, base camp 1, base camp 2 had been built, the helipad had been built. Within minutes, the reinforcement was there. That is number one. Number two, thankfully, you see, it's always happened, whether in Doklam or in Galwan, East Ladakh mostly, the narrative always came from the Chinese side. The first videos that we saw were always from the Chinese side, telling the Chinese side of the story. This is the first time that I have seen, along the line of actual control, that the first of the block was India. We have clearly learned from our shortcomings in both Doklam and Galwan, and this time we gave the Chinese a thrashing because we were expecting the Chinese coming there. We knew that Chinese would come there, and we were well prepared. We thrashed them, and not only did we thrash the Chinese, we also recorded it and put it out on Twitter.
Right. Now we have the comprehensive details as well, where our viewers are watching that video, and we have the full sequence and the details as well. Now, what we are learning so far, that there was a build-up. The build-up started around the last week of November 2022, when the frequency of the face-offs in the sector spiked suddenly. So Major Gauravaria, maybe you could add on this. Is it a likelihood that the Chinese army was slowly building up, and then they chose to go ahead and provoke the Indian army at the right moment?
So the Indian army had its scouts out, and it was watching the Chinese army activity very closely in this regard. When they started building up, and all along, this area, especially in the Thangla area. So when the Indian army saw that these guys were building up there, the PLA, they very quickly made arrangements. The QRT was activated, the quick reaction team was activated, and then this entire sequence of events was put in motion. You see, I have a long list of what the PLA ingress points, they sort of, with handheld thermal imaging, they knew that where the PLA was forming up, because thermal imaging will be used at night, not during daytime. So at night also the PLA was moving. because they had started assembling there, and the Indian Army was aware of the PLA movement. Now, they said that the PLA had conducted a detailed head count of the Indian troops. Visually, they knew these many troops were there. And they thought that we'll send 200 and they'll overwhelm the 50 troops. So they sent around 200, 300 people. They said, yeah, the 50 log and there are only 50 people. Let us send our boys and they'll overwhelm the Indians and then we will go through that point. This thing was that the Indian Army QRTs, little did the Chinese know that the Indian Army QRTs were already active. When these boys came to know, our troops came to know that the Chinese were forming up there and the Chinese were there at their points and planning to come here, a message had already gone to brigade headquarters. And the message had gone that the Chinese are forming up and let's give them a befitting Indian reception. And this is exactly what the Indian Army gave. So this is how the events took place at Thangla. Shivangi.
Right. And Major Gaurav Arya, we had the details. Republic TV has the details. Now, what we are learning so far is that the PLA troops were very smart. They were armed with tasers. They were armed with spiked clubs, monkey gloves. Then they moved toward the front to surprise the Indian Army troops. Extremely methodical, it looks like, isn't it, Major Gaurav Arya? And then, of course, later on, they were, of course, overpowered by us, but it looks like they were armed with spiked clubs, Major Gaurav Arya, spiked clubs. These kind of weapons they had with them. Yeah, but you see, they came with all the fancy Chinese equipment. I don't know if the tasers worked and all because that's Chinese equipment and I wonder if it works. But on a serious note, I think everything failed, as you see in the images. Now, you see, it's undated, so I don't know whether this happened on the 9th or not. This video that we're showing, I'm not very sure. It's 9th, but clearly we see the Chinese troops getting beaten. I don't see any tasers. I don't see any spiked clubs. In fact, the Indian Army did not give them the opportunity to take out anything. Chinese aaye aur unko maar padi. They came and they were thrashed. That was this entire sequence of events that we are narrating, these 5-7 points that I've narrated. It just comes down to one fact that the Chinese were thrashed very soundly. And this is exactly what happened. They came up, they were met, they thought there were only 50 Indian Army troops. They sent 300 troops, that is 6 times the number. They thought 6:1 ratio will be more than sufficient. We'll sort out the Indians, we'll take over the place. They didn't know that as soon as they were moving, a radio message had already gone to the brigade and the QRTs were, activated in a jiffy. The QRTs came and then this entire tamasha happened. And the Chinese, you can see the Chinese are running away actually. The Chinese are scared, they're running away. And you see, there are our boys, chasing away the Chinese and running away. So this is what happened actually. Right. So Major Gaurav Arya, this is very, very important for our viewers to also understand that, this is not the first time. Of course, we have been tracking this story very closely from ground as well. Reporters are on ground reporting live from Tawang. The big question is that why does China keep disturbing the peace? That is also the big question which is coming out right now. The US, as usual, has taken India's side, and they've also said that the provocation by China, it is not stopping, it keeps continuing. Why is China so power hungry? No, it's not about power hungry. It's about us giving the Chinese a response. We have not given them a proper response. And Shivangi, I would like to tell you that this will continue. This is not the end of it. So if anybody is under this wrong impression that this is going to finish now, it's not. This will happen next year. It will happen the year after that, until the time we give the Chinese a befitting response. You see, this entire thing about signing treaties with China and saying that there are these treaties and those treaties and we can't carry weapons and, you can't even supposedly shout because that's written there and you can't do this and that. We've lost 20 of our brothers in Galwan. We lost 20 of our brothers, led so ably and wonderfully by Colonel Babu, who was leading from the front in the highest traditions of the Indian Army. Now, my point is this, that, we need to go weapons hot. We have to go weapons hot here, all along the line of actual control, and this is the only language. There has to be escalation along the line of actual control, otherwise China will not stop. If we think, see, Chinese now know, they will come better prepared next time. They will do something else the next time. Maybe people will come from 3 different directions the next time. They will keep on doing this year on year on year. This is not going to stop unless you stop them. The day you fire at the Chinese, the day you have 50 or 100 Chinese dead bodies of the PLA lying there on the grounds and the Chinese with white flags begging to take away their dead bodies,
that is the time the Chinese will stop. This has been done by Lieutenant General Sagat Singh in 1967 in Nathula. He was the hero who taught the Chinese such a lesson that people have not forgotten till now. It is time to repeat what General Sagat Singh taught the Chinese. It is time for us to teach the Chinese the same lesson.
Right. And Suesha is also joining us live from
fact is that
Delhi
China is
News.
still not
Suesha.
going to admit to. Yes, exactly what I was saying, Major Gaurav Arya, that to the point that you're making, China is still not going to admit even if they have any casualties on their side. Fact is that even what happened in Galwan, China has still not admitted to the loss of lives and how their troops were defeated, their troops were sent back. In fact, they always try to turn around the counter. They always try to project the opposite narrative, saying that it is the Indian side that provokes. That is exactly how they have been putting out details, even in the case of what has happened in Tawang. And when you say that these skirmishes are not going to stop, when you say that this is going to continue, China needs to be taught a lesson properly. What is the kind of preparation we are making at our end?
Okay. So, Swesha, there are two questions that you've asked. The one is that, China will twist the story. So in this kind of conflict, this particular kind of conflict that we are seeing along the line of action control, I think a camera is as potent a weapon as anything there. So this time, I think the Indian Army learned the lessons of Galwan and of Doklam, and they were suitably armed, and they took videos and they took pictures. And I'm, told by my sources in the army that there are few more videos which will be, later on, it'll move around in various Fauji WhatsApp groups or wherever it moves around. And these videos will come to light. So essentially what I'm saying is that, the camera is very important. We missed that opportunity in Galwan and Doklam. The information war was lost by us, though our troops performed wonderfully. Now the Indian Army has understood that the camera is equally important. This is what we must do. Capture everything, put it up on social media, humiliate the Chinese. This is the only language that the Chinese will understand. And as you said, as I said, that they'll come on year, as I've already told Shivangi, earlier, that this thing is that you give the Chinese a kinetic response. All these Chinese who had come, I just wish that an order had been given that none of these Chinese would have gone back alive. They would have simply put machine guns and medium machine guns and slaughtered the entire lot. There would have been absolute peace along. You see, it is only violence that guarantees peace. Peace can never guarantee peace. It's only violence. When an Indian army is capable of immense, disproportionate violence, they need to be given the orders. None of these Chinese soldiers should have gone back alive. There should have been a massive Chinese graveyard in this mountainside. That is how you teach the Chinese lessons, ये तो आप लकड़ी वकड़ी से मारोगे फिर आ जाएंगे थोड़े समय के बाद. So put LMGs, put MMGs, put grenade launchers, wipe out these Chinese soldiers, wipe them out. Not one man to go back alive. Surround them, slaughter them, send the videos, take photographs, put them on Instagram, put them on Twitter, and just tell them that this is what we have done, and next time you come inside, nobody will go back. These are conscripts. ये लड़ने थोड़ा ना आए हैं फौज में. These Chinese soldiers are conscripts. They are not volunteers. These Chinese soldiers, they don't want to be in the army. इनको तो कुछ समय के लिए जबरदस्ती घर से उठा कर लाए हैं. They've been picked up from their homes and said, no, you have to volunteer. You have to join the PLA. So they've joined the PLA. Their heart is in working in some corporate and making money. Our boys are different. Our troops are totally different. They are committed. They have dedicated their entire life to the Indian Army. This whole concept of Naam Namak and Nishan, this whole concept of honor, regiment and all, that doesn't exist for the godless Chinese. They can be sorted out. I mean, our boys need to be given instruction. No Chinese should go back alive. Period. One line instructions to the Div commander, to the Corps commander, to the RB commander. That's it.
But Major Karavaria, the other point also is the kind of politics that is happening back home, and it is very, very unfortunate because when it comes to matters of national security, it is extremely important that all of us stand united. But despite such a video that is in public domain, that clearly shows how alert our forces are, how they've forced the Chinese to retreat, you still had the Congress staging a walkout today, and they continue to question our forces time and again just because they want to put the ruling dispensation down.
See, Swesha, I don't think you should take these politicians seriously. They'll do everything, somebody had said during demonetization that lakhs of people have died. Now, who are those lags? Nobody knows till now. They said that the entire contract for delivering Rafales has been given to Ambani. Just imagine, Dassault is the manufacturer, France is the country, the Indian government gave the money to the French government to buy 36 Rafales and they said the money has been given to Ambani. These people will say anything. They are not to be taken seriously. I think we give them undue footage. Inko footage deni nahi chahiye, inko khud hi nahi pata. They see, every politician will try to milk this opportunity to try and put the government on the mat. So they'll make funny statements. Ye nahi kara, wo nahi kara. Somebody, Manish Tiwari of the Congress says that there are massive gaps in the Indian Army's deployment. I want to ask him, sir, how do you know about the Indian Army's deployment? It's supposed to be top secret. I am from the Forge, I am a defense analyst, and I know zero. I know absolutely zero about 4-corps deployment. I know zero about it. Obviously, Manish Tiwari will know less than zero. He's a politician. Who has told him? These are top secret things. These are not discussed even in the army. He is talking about the order of... He does not... Actually, Manish Tiwari, somebody must have told him, sir, aap likh do. Isne research to kari nahi. He wrote it and he sent it. People must have told him, somebody must have told him, you write this. He wrote it. He has no sense of what he has written. So, such people should not be taken. He does not realize the implications of what he has written. So I think he's innocent that way. A little foolish, but innocent.
Right. And Major Gaurav, the big question coming in at this point of time too, and if you could help our viewers understand this, why are both the countries not being able to make a breakthrough? There's so many diplomatic talks are happening between both. Why? Why after so many talks, rounds and rounds of talks, we are seeing that China is refusing to cooperate on the border when we have military commanders from both the sides sitting and trying to talk it out?
That is because one party does not want to make it happen. You see, this relationship goes both ways. India has said so many times, we are willing to talk to you. Let's sit across the table. Let's turn the line of actual control into an international border, right? But China says that Arunachal Pradesh is actually South Tibet. That is their take, that Arunachal Pradesh is South Tibet. Their take is that Ladakh belongs to us. Their narrative is that we want to take everything here. They want parts of Uttarakhand, they want parts of Sikkim, they want parts of Ladakh, they want parts of Arunachal Pradesh, and they also want parts of Himachal Pradesh. So they are claiming everything. And why will China agree? The only way, I think right now, diplomacy must continue. We must keep on engaging with China, but I think a little bit of military action or kinetic action along the line of actual control is called for. That is the only way that the Chinese will learn. Otherwise, they will not learn.
But Major Gaurav, I once again want you to focus on the turn of events on the 9th of December. It's very important to put out details, especially in layman terms, because this time around there is also information coming in of how the Chinese took advantage of the weather conditions, also of the very fact that there was a huge cloud that had fogged the entire area, because of which it was also difficult to get satellite images. Having said that, you've been amply clear that the Indian troops were aware of what the Chinese side was up to. Really, on the 9th of December, how the Chinese went on to attack and how our troops pushed them back.
Yeah, so Swesha, the issue is here that satellites are a welcome plus, and we must have the latest satellite imagery. But if satellite imagery is not available, that does not hamper Indian Army operations. You know, if there is no GPS, they'll use the compass. If there is no compass, all of us in the army, even during my time, we were taught how to use stars as a navigation tool. So if the satellites are not showing us where the Chinese are, our patrols will show us where the Chinese are. Our observation posts will show us where the Chinese are. So we will know what the Chinese are doing. Satellite gives you greater clarity into the overall, operational space, definitely. So I'm not saying there is no role for satellites. Of course, in today's day and time, without satellites, you can't even function properly. But what the Indian Army has done is we have stuck to our basics in the Indian Army. So while we have GPSs, while we have satellites, people also use compass. People also are taught how to use star navigation. Similarly, watching people, if satellite images are not available, we have handheld thermal imagers everywhere. So this thermal imaging will tell us where, if there is human movement at a certain distance, we'll come to know. They used thermal imaging there. They have used thermal imaging and they have said that, okay, we will sort of, do the needful here. And this is how they figured out how the Chinese are coming in, they thrashed them. So satellites are not a showstopper. They are a welcome addition, and we should have more satellites, effective satellites, but they are not a showstopper for the Indian Army. They'll manage. The Army always manages.
All right, Major Gauravaria. So you're getting us those details. You know, we want our viewers to check out that sequence that we are talking about right now, where clearly the Chinese are retreating. Let's play out that sequence for our viewers.
बस परे हो जाओ, परे हो जा। गुड शाबाश।
Viewers, we continue to be live and breaking. Coming up on the other side, questioned on deaths over spurious liquor as prohibition fails. Nitish Kumar loses his cool and plot as BJP stages a walkout. Plus, it's the lowest of the low. AIM's server attack was originated from China.
$11,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking, and proactive professionals.
your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call DEN toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
India's biggest fashion sale is back. Rock that print, pinch that dress, show you my fashion flex. EORS.
Fashion's biggest sale.
Fashion's biggest sale is now live.
इससे बड़ा सेल नहीं मिलेगा.
Myntra end of reason sale. Shop now.
कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा.
इसलिए ग्रीन लैम्प लैमिनेट्स, सपने आपके, लैमिनेट्स हमारा. अमेजिंग स्पेसेस के लिए कुछ मेरा, कुछ तुम्हारा.
क्या हुआ रोहन, क्या सोच रहा है?
रिया, पहली सैलरी मिली है, तुम भी कुछ आइडिया दो. एक्सपेंसेस को कैसे प्लान किया जाए?
रोहन, एक्सपेंसेस के साथ साथ इन्वेस्टमेंट प्लान करना भी जरूरी है.
देखो, सैलरी का कुछ हिस्सा घर के रेगुलर खर्चे के लिए और कुछ मैं अपने लिए भी तो सोच सकता हूँ ना. लेकिन इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करूँ?
सिंपल है, एनपीएस में.
एनपीएस में? रिया, अभी तो मैंने कमाना शुरू किया है, इतना आगे के लिए अभी से क्यों पैसे जोड़ूं?
वो देखो, एक एक करके ईंट जोड़ी जाती है, तब जाके एक घर तैयार होता है. वैसे ही अभी से पैसे जोड़कर हम भी अपना रिटायरमेंट सुखी बना सकते हैं.
बात में तो दम है.
एनपीएस कम लागत वाली फ्लेक्सिबल लॉन्ग टर्म योजना है, जिससे आपकी बचत ग्रो होकर पेंशन का लाभ देती है.
अच्छा, फिर तो मैं अभी अपना एनपीएस अकाउंट ओपन करता हूँ.
जो कल की सोचते हैं वो आज से ही थोड़ा-थोड़ा जोड़ते हैं.
पेंशन है तो टेंशन नहीं. एनपीएस में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है.
Undated video emerges from the LAC. Video shows India pushing back the Chinese troops. Despite the proof against China, opposition wants a debate in parliament, stages a walkout. Republic First channel in Tawang. Residents salute the valor of the Indian Army. Acid attack on a 17-year-old girl in Delhi. The attack has been captured on camera. Questioned on deaths over spurious liquor as prohibition fails, Nitish Kumar lost his cool and BJP staged a walkout later on. It is the lowest of the low. AIM server attack was originated from China. Very good afternoon and thank you for tuning in. You're watching the news at 3:30. I'm Suesha Sawant. All out focus on that undated video that has emerged from Tawang, which puts out the truth of our forces and how they ensured that the Chinese retreat from Doklam to Tawang, even as the Indian Army continues to give China a befitting reply. Back home, Mehbooba Mufti, who has once again insulted our forces. She said our soldiers are not allowed to retaliate. They're beaten up. It is a very, very sorry state of affairs. That's the latest tweet that has come in from Mehbooba Mufti, who's insulted the Indian Army. and she said that the army is not allowed to retaliate. She's saying that instead the Indian army is beaten up, when it is amply clear through that video that has emerged from Tawang of how our forces defeated the Chinese troops, pushed them back, forced them to retreat. Mehbooba Mufti calls it a sorry state of affairs.
I've already said that they have already, occupied our land in Ladakh. They have also occupied land in Arunachal Pradesh as per the, statement given by the BJP member parliament. But unfortunately, BJP is doing nothing about it. Our soldiers have been beaten up by them. They are not allowed to retaliate. This is a very sorry state of affairs. Very sorry. I've already said that they have already, occupied our land in Ladakh. They have also occupied land in Arunachal Pradesh as per the, statement given by the BJP member parliament. But unfortunately, BJP is doing nothing about it. Our soldiers have been beaten up by them. They are not allowed to retaliate. This is a very sorry state of affairs. Very sorry.
Once again, on expected lines, Mehbooba Mufti insulting our forces. This after the befitting reply that was given by the Indian Army in Tawang on the 9th of December, forcing the Chinese side to go back, to retreat. This is Mehbooba Mufti pulling down our forces, saying that they were beaten up, and she is calling it a sorry state of affairs. Defence Minister Rajan Singh has put out a statement in the parliament on not an inch of land that has been taken by the Chinese, and Home Minister Amit Shah assuring that as long as the Modi government is in power, we know how to protect our borders. But Mehbooba Mufti once again insulting our forces, doubting its capability, and saying that it is a sorry state of affairs because they were beaten up. Major General G.D. Bakshi is now with me on the phone line. Well, Major General G.D. Bakshi, not surprising, Mehbooba Mufti has always been making statements of similar nature. But unfortunate time and again to how these are our leaders who not just demoralize the forces, but continue to raise doubts when it comes to national security.
Look, Mehbooba Mufti is not a field marshal, and nor should she try and pose to be one. She should leave military matters to the military because she has not a clue. And the only contribution she has made is dissonance and, disruptive noises designed to demoralize our armed forces, demoralize our people of India, and try and, make us crawl before China. She is an absolute non-entity in Indian politics now. She should resign herself and keep her big emotional mouth shut. And that is my very, very cogent and very well-meaning advice to her, especially on matters on which she doesn't know her foot from her elbow. She should keep quiet. When we need lessons in unarmed combat, we will go to the right quarters. And those are certainly not Mehbooba Mufti.
But that's exactly what Mehbooba Mufti and Farooq Abdullah do every time, Major General G.D. Bakshi. Farooq Abdullah once again barrack for talks with Pakistan, and Mehbooba Mufti, who continues to sympathize with terrorists, bash the Indian army, and this reaction also at a time when the stealth of our forces has proved how the Indian army stands strong. She calls it a sorry state of affairs.
Look, these people are patently anti-national. I mean, they thrive on striking postures which are stridently anti-national because these unfortunately get them in the media. They get them the media traction they lack because they have contributed nothing positive to Jammu and Kashmir. They have contributed